Do you wish you had a wooded hiking trail of your own? Hey everybody, I'm Tommy Sierra, and today I'm going to show you how to put in your own private hiking trail. Now back in 2010, I put in this trail in my neighborhood's wooded common area, and I did it just with hand tools only and brute strength, no chainsaws or power tools. And I really don't know how I ever live without it. I get so much use and enjoyment out of it, and so do other people. And today I'm going to show you, since I've been maintaining it for several years now, I'm going to show you what I've learned along the way and show you some things to avoid, and also some design best practices to make sure that you protect your most valuable asset, the trees. Hiking trails are a low-cost, low-maintenance amenity. And I put in this trail myself, but with the consent of the homeowners association. I put it in for the whole neighborhood to use, not just my own exclusive use. So if you're working with some land that isn't entirely yours, the first thing you need to do is get permission. And if you're proposing this trail to a homeowners association, there's some key benefits you might want to mention. While not maintenance free by any stretch, hiking trails are comparatively low maintenance and very low cost to put in and maintain, especially if you've got volunteers to help you do the work. And while it can be a lot of work, that work could pay off big time. When the word got out about my trail, it started to see a lot of regular use by both humans and dogs. The thing that made it all worthwhile for me is one day I was on the trail and I came across another hiker who was new to the neighborhood, and at the time she didn't know I put in the trail, and she told me the reason her and her husband moved to this neighborhood was because of this trail, my trail, the one I put in. So that made my day, that made my entire week. So if this is a trail that you have to share, know that the addition of a hiking trail to your neighborhood could add value to your homes and make your neighborhood more sought after. This is something you should mention to your homeowners association if you need to. Alright, now with that out of the way, the first thing that you need to do is find out where your property lines are. The property boundaries, it's very important. You want to make sure that you're putting this trail on your own property, and I'll get into the importance of that later on in the video. But for the meantime, if you're lucky, you may have fences that already mark the property boundaries. If not, you can get plat maps from your county's GIS system, usually online, and those can contain a lot of other useful information such as the terrain, the topography, water features, and things you may want to showcase, or things you may use to your advantage, or things you may want to avoid altogether. So that's a good place to start. And once you have a map in hand, the next thing you need to do is go ahead and walk it. First thing that you're going to come across is the wooded edge, and breaking through the edge can be a little challenging. The wooded edge can be a dense thicket of prickly vines and shrubby plants and saplings, and it can be pretty challenging to break through it. More challenging than once you get in the woods, certainly. So you want to find a relatively flat place to do it, where there's ample spacing in between the trees, because you want to leave as many trees standing as possible. So to me, this right here looked like the most logical place to put an entrance. It was relatively flat, had a lot of spacing in between trees, and it has this big American holly growing like this at an arch over this hole here, as if to say, welcome to the forest, welcome to the trail. So it was like the perfect spot. Minimal clearing, nice and flat. And I built this arbor to mark the official public entrance. Now this right here was a natural clearing. It just looks like the perfect spot for a picnic area. So I put in a picnic table. And it's really nice. No trees had to be cleared from here. This was all naturally a clear spot. And it has all this natural ground cover from the pine trees. So it really doesn't need much work. It just naturally mulches itself. And finding natural clearings is the name of the game. Using cues from Mother Nature, your ideal wooded hiking trail is already there. You just have to find it. Not all wooded land makes for great hiking. Some of it can actually be pretty unpleasant. Now we got lucky with this parcel, but there were definitely some challenges. And one of those challenges were the sheer number of these big logs that were laying down everywhere. And you know, the logs are not that big of an obstacle if you got power tools and bulldozers and things to move them, but I wanted this trail to be pretty low impact. I didn't want it to leave a huge gaping hole, and I wanted it to be very natural, and I didn't want to damage anything. So things like logs, if I couldn't, you know, bust them up with an axe or move them, I just built the trail around it, and that's using Mother Nature's cues. She's already planned this trail out. You just have to pay attention. The trail meanders around the biggest logs. The ones that I could move, I did, and if there was something that was pretty well decomposed, I would bust it up with an axe. Now this section over here was also very challenging because it was a dense thicket of really prickly vines and lots of little tiny tree trunks sticking up everywhere. And I had to cut every single one of these one by one because I was just using loppers. But as you can see, it's nice and clear here now. But off to the side, this is what I had to deal with originally. All these vines, and they're prickly. Look at those prickles. When I went along the way initially, I marked the trail before I even cleared it with flagging tape. And I definitely recommend picking up some of that so that you can see what you're doing. It really makes it a lot easier to see what you're doing. And that way you know where to go in and do the work once you have it staked out. And it also helps to mark where the trail is for other people before you can get some more permanent markers up. Here's another area where using Mother Nature's cues and a topo map, you could use the terrain to your advantage. Now when I got to this point, I had this huge, at the time it was huge, it's decomposed over the years, but I had this big log that was going across this way, and I had a choice to either deal with this log or take the trail in that direction, which would have presented some other challenges, such as how to get down this hill. So I opted to take it back in this direction here, and you can see I actually used this strap, which has been sitting in here for all these years and rotting away along with the log, to move this then humongous log. So, and I'm really glad I took it this way, because down this way we have a really naturally flat, long stretch of trail. And because it's lower down the hillside, it's protected from the prevailing winds by the hill itself. Now if you can see here, I'm going to rotate the camera and you can see we got this big hillside here. So in the wintertime, you're sheltered from the cold winds, and of course in the summertime, you have the natural tree canopy here. It's cool in the summer and warm in the winter. It really is pretty nice in here. So when you have a topo map, you can see things like this and use them to your advantage. So you can really see how we're sheltered by the hillside here. And when you have a topo map, you can see these things and build the trail accordingly. Mother Nature is dropping all kinds of hints. Speaking of hints, this was the next hint Mother Nature gave me. This was a game trail that was kind of worn away by deer. At the time it was just a very narrow path, and it's become widened and improved over the years. It's still got some decent cross slope there to make it fun and interesting. And it actually, sort of because it gets really hilly here, really marks the end of the sort of the beginner section, the bunny slope, if you will. Now I think a good minimum distance for a private or low traffic hiking trail is 3 to 4 feet wide. You want to keep a good distance from mature trees. Mature trees are great to showcase on your trail, but foot traffic on the trail could definitely compact the root zones, and you really want to minimize that as much as possible. This is something I tried my best to do, but there are some places on the trail where it's just simply too close to big trees. I didn't have a lot of options over here to reroute the trail because of the steep hill here and then the steep downslope on this side. This section of the trail has some really nice old hardwoods. Late succession species like oaks and hickories are definitely worth preserving as much as possible. And it's not just compacting the root zone that you have to be concerned with, but also erosion. Erosion is a common problem with hiking trails. The natural ground covering of the forest floor, leaves and twigs and other debris, gets worn away by foot traffic on the trail. And without that protection, the soil is washed away from the roots in heavy rain. So then you have exposed roots here. Now, it's not a huge issue on a low traffic trail like this one, but it still can be a little hazardous. You know, when the roots are exposed like that, they could pose a tripping hazard. You could have things like sprained ankles, and it's just really not great for the trees either. Soil helps keep the roots moist, and without it the trees could be more prone to drought stress. But that's why you see a lot of big roots on high traffic trails. So again, take Mother Nature's suggestions and keep a distance from the nicest, oldest trees. Definitely make them accessible, but keep the trail off their feet. Now this section of the trail over here has a really nice elevation gain. Another area where I used Mother Nature's cues to my advantage. Nice big hillside here. Makes it fun, really gets the heart pumping. And again, taking more cues from Mother Nature. Over here you'll see another naturally clear area, which will make a nice picnic area. And it also provides access down to the creek down below. Speaking of creeks, if you have a creek or other low-lying area, I generally don't recommend putting a trail next to water. Why? Well, for starters, creeks and floodplains in general have a lot of prickly vines, which will be a continual maintenance issue. And they're also prone to periodic flooding, which can make them muddy, as you can see here. Not to mention that's where most of the snakes live. And they generally have more insects like gnats and mosquitoes. And just descending at 20 to 30 feet, as you can see up the hill, it makes a huge difference in how pleasant it is. In fact, just 10 feet makes a difference. There's some sections that are only about 10 feet up. So unless your entire land is soupy, stay out of the soup. Going back to knowing where the property boundaries are, several weeks after I put this trail in, and there was flagging tape all over the place, and I was starting to use it pretty regularly, one of the property owners from one of the neighboring properties outside the neighborhood came and waited for me on the trail and wanted to know what was going on. And I think they were just more concerned with, the land being cleared for development or, something like that. And I think they were relieved to find out it was just a hiking trail. So, but what she told me was they like to ride their horses back here, and asked me if they could still do that. Another thing I learned about living in a kind of semi-rural area is that a lot of people just don't have any respect for other people and their property rights. I've had people hunting back here that I had to put an end to that. And this is our nature preserve, and people were back here hunting deer. And there was people back here with ATVs that were really tearing up the trail and doing damage. So you have to, if you have a trail, you need to stay alert to what's going on in it, because there could be people that are using it that you don't want to be using it, or at least not using it in the fashion that they are, abusing it. And that's why it's so important to know where the property boundaries are, because if you find someone there that shouldn't be there, if they're poaching or using an ATV on a pedestrian-only trail or riding horses and stuff, and it's not their property, you could tell them, hey, take a hike. This is our property, not yours. And you'd be totally within your rights to do that. Now let's talk maintenance. Now, some people can't seem to go anywhere without leaving trash behind. Even if it's just some little speck of paper. People just can't seem to go anywhere without leaving any trash behind. So, one maintenance issue that you're going to be faced with if you're sharing this trail with others is trash. And it's pretty heartbreaking when you've worked as hard as I have to put in a trail to see how people treat it, even if it's, you know, even if it's their trail too and it's they're within their rights to use it. People do all kinds of things to trails which it's just heartbreaking to see. So if you got to share your trail with somebody else, prepare yourselves for that. The other thing is use. If it weren't for regular use, clearing away leaves and fallen branches, this trail would be completely erased within 1 year. I mean, all you have to do is look right outside the trail to see how it would look. Mother Nature will erase it, which is what I wanted. I wanted this to be a low impact trail, and if nobody uses it, I want it to disappear back to the earth. So what you need to do is periodically come out here and clear the wet leaves away and the fallen branches, and you really don't have to use rakes or leaf blowers, you just have to use it. So the most important thing to do to a trail is use it. You also have things like little branches that need to be cut every so often that protrude into the trail, and I come out here about, you know, once a year or twice a year with a string trimmer, and I trim some of these grapevines that like to cover the trail, and I also cut some of the tree limbs that need to be limbed up for clearance. Another cue you should take from Mother Nature is hazardous trees. And you want to look for dead trees or even live trees with dead branches that could potentially fall on somewhere. One time I had a really close call with a branch falling, and I missed it by about 10 seconds after I walked under it. So look up, look down, look for hazards and deal with them. Now, if you notice that people are taking shortcuts, or maybe some hikers are confused about where the trail is, I recommend these trail markers, and we put these in, have these labels printed up, and with arrows to let you know where the trail goes specifically to, you know, that location. And this material is called carcinite, if you look for it. So they're pretty long lasting. I recommend those. It's what the Forest Service uses to mark trails. And here's another good example of something that needs to be snipped. If it weren't for people like me, snipping, volunteers, actually I'm the only one that does it, I think. If it weren't for me, this trail would be completely erased. Which is what I would want to happen. I don't want this trail to be here for all eternity if nobody's using it. I want to return it to the earth and all the little animals that call it home. See, when roots get eroded away like this, something like that, a foot could get snagged under there, and someone could trip. Sometimes you need to come out here and use a little bit. You have to get creative. Alright, here, this right here is perfect for a twisted ankle. Look at that. If you step like that, if there's a thin layer of leaves, look at that. Ugh. Somebody get hurt. So things like that you need to fix. You may need to cut them. You could, you know, there's some areas like that where you need to probably backfill with a little bit of soil, and maybe even use some alternate ground covering. Speaking of hazards and dead trees, here's this tree trunk that's been dead for quite some time. This tree got struck by lightning a long time ago, and it's really, really kind of down to a hanging by a thread here. And this tree trunk is valuable prime real estate to wildlife that calls it home. But as you can see, it's right here next to the trail, and even if it doesn't fall on someone, you know, I expect this thing to fall at the angle that it's leaning. You know, if that falls and covers the trail, then you got to deal with it, you know, and cut it up. You know, people got to step over it in the meantime. So it's really better if you could preemptively knock that stuff down. You don't have to knock it down everywhere, just where it's going to fall on the trail and potentially hurt somebody. So that doesn't have much longer to go. If you have some areas of the trail that aren't practical to reroute, and it's close to a desirable tree, like this one here, for example, this American Beech, which is one of my personal favorites. And you find that it is trampling on the roots here, and the soil is getting eroded away. What you can do is you could build up the soil a little bit and add a little bit to it, but you don't want to pile it on and bury the roots. You don't want to suffocate the tree, especially trees with very shallow roots like this one. You want to make sure you still see that flare at the bottom, that root flare. You don't want to cover that up. But you know, you could add a little bit of soil and some mulch or some other ground cover like gravel, which will help protect them. So you definitely want to take some steps to protect the trees. Even though they're just people can damage them too by trampling on their roots. One thing I would definitely recommend putting in, if this is a trail that you have to share with others, is to put in a sort of administrator's back door, which is a sort of a secret entrance that only you know about. And the advantage of doing that is if you need to close the trail to the public to get in for maintenance or any other reasons, you could do that. Now just remember though, if you have another little trail, you still have to use it or lose it. You still have to, you know, clear it and maintain it too, so don't forget it's there. Now this trail isn't a loop, it's about a mile in and out over the course of about 12 acres or so. Now if you don't have 12 acres, if you've got a smaller lot and you still want to get some length on your trail, you could do things like, you know, depending on the topography and if Mother Nature will go along with the plan, you could actually put in things like switchbacks and actually take up more of your parcel to get the same amount of distance. You could probably get the same amount of distance in an acre that we have here in 12 acres. So that's just one other thing you could do, how you design the trail. You could have a really long trail, believe it or not, with relatively little land. That's my trail. That's the trail. Well, that's the trail I worked so hard on that I'm so proud of. And a lot of people get a lot of use out of, and including me. And I hope it inspired you to maybe put a trail of your own, and hope it helped you. If it did, please let me know. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked this video, found it helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you have a trail of your own, if there's any tips you have for other people, or if there's any questions you have. I'll do the best I can to answer them. And in the meantime, I want you to get out there and have adventure. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you next time.